Sleeping pills aren't fixing your insomnia. They're actually making the root cause worse. You're not dependent because you're weak. You're dependent because the medication is masking a problem deep down in your body that's desperately it's trying to solve. In the next few minutes, you'll understand what exactly is happening to your body when you take sleeping pills, why you can't sleep without them, and what's actually happening underneath that no one else is addressing. You've probably been given sleeping pills to get you through a bad patch. They were supposed to be a temporary solution, but now you've tried to stop. It's been really hard when you try to stop. You get rebound insomnia and your sleep is even worse. You also are worried about the long-term health impact of what happens when you take sleeping pills long-term. You're terrified of being on medication forever and equally terrified of another sleepless night without them. My name is Anne-Marie Boyhan. I'm a sleep and insomnia expert who regularly appears on TV and radio. In 2025, the Sunday Times named me as one of the top sleep coaches in the country, and I've helped dozens of men and women with chronic insomnia get better, many of them on sleeping pills who want to sleep naturally again. One thing I notice with these people is that the pattern is always the same. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 5 things that can help explain what the sleeping tablets are doing to your body, why you can't sleep without medication, and what actually needs to be addressed to break the cycle. The first point is to say that sleeping pills don't actually create sleep. They create sedation. And here's what nobody is telling you. Sleeping pills don't restore sleep. They silence the alarm while the system continues to degrade. So what happens is that a sleeping pill is actually like taking a sedative. So you never actually get into NREM3 sleep, which is the restorative type of sleep. It's the deep healing sleep. The body seems to bypass that phase when we are on sleeping pills. And that's why I've worked with clients who are sleeping 8 hours a night and they wake up the next day absolutely exhausted. They've never actually gone through any restorative or deep healing sleep. It's kind of like forcing sleep, but the sleep never really happens. But here's where it gets worse. The longer you take them, the more your body forgets how to sleep on its own. The second thing is that your body stops producing its own sleep signals. And this is a funny one. I don't think you're addicted because you're weak. Your body is adapting to what you're giving it and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So I see this constantly with clients who try to stop sleeping pills on their own and they have horrible rebound insomnia that's 10 times worse than the actual insomnia itself. So that's not proof they need the pills. It's proof their body has adapted and needs to recalibrate. It's kind of like using a wheelchair if you've got a sprained ankle. At first it helps. But if you stay in the wheelchair for long enough, your legs start to lose what they were supposed to do in the first place. And because the ankle didn't heal, the muscles are now weakened from disuse if you get up and try and walk a few months later. So if you've been on sleeping pills for months or years and the dose keeps increasing or it stops working, that's not your insomnia getting worse. It's your body adapting to the medication. And this is why coming off them seems impossible, because no one is addressing what's actually causing the insomnia in the first place. If this is resonating with you and you're realizing you need a different approach, then subscribe for more root cause strategies on chronic insomnia, because I show you what's actually broken and how to fix it without relying on medication. The next thing to say is that the original problem is still running in the background. When you have insomnia, sleeping pills, they actually don't address things that are going on in your body, which I see in my clinic that cause insomnia all the time. But meanwhile, the root cause continues to destabilize your nervous system. So you've never actually addressed what's going on under the hood in your body. And the longer this goes unchecked, they're going to eventually stop working. Pill isn't the problem. The problem is that no one ever asked why you couldn't sleep in the first place. And unfortunately, oftentimes when we do go to the doctor for help, what we are offered are sleeping medication. Every client that I work with goes through a root cause assessment where we figure out what's going on under the hood in their body. I run 4 functional lab tests which figure out what is going on in your body, and then we figure out how to address those root causes, like I mentioned, the gut, the minerals, the hormones, and then we address those through diet, lifestyle change, and supplementation. So what do we do to fix this? So this is what I do in Easy Sleep Method, and what we need to do is a 2-pronged strategy where we rebuild the body's sleep architecture while looking at the root causes. You can't come off sleeping pills cold turkey. That's going to be impossible. So you need some support while we recalibrate the body, but also look at the root causes. So here's what I'd like you to stop doing. Stop quitting sleeping pills without a plan, and instead work with a provider who understands both medication tapering and the root cause for investigation. Start testing for root causes such as blood sugar, gut, mineral dysregulation, heavy metals, neurotransmitters, and everything that I find in my method. And even when we've done that, you need to support your body's natural sleep chemistry. Here's the one thing that you can do tomorrow to actually help your situation and to start supporting your body's natural system. And I call it the tomorrow test. We're going to start strengthening your circadian response, your circadian rhythm signal. Even if you're still on sleeping pills, you can still rebuild the body's natural sleep wake cycle. So, morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking is going to be key. So, this is the most powerful circadian reset tool available. But what it does when you get that light within 30 minutes of waking, it triggers cortisol awakening response through the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it tells melatonin to start being produced 12 to 14 hours later. So your melatonin later at night is going to be triggered by the sunlight that you get in the morning. Now, this doesn't replace the root cause method about trying to find your root causes, but it starts to get your sleep architecture in place and your circadian rhythm will start working better. So tomorrow morning, do this. Get outside for 30 minutes before 10 a.m. After breakfast, you need proper sunlight. So even if it's cloudy, outside sunlight. Take off your sunglasses, let the sunlight in. You want to repeat this every single morning for at least 14 days. And if you don't have any natural sunlight and if it's dark outside when you watch this, then use a SAD lamp or a light therapy lamp and look at that for 20 minutes instead. And why this works is the morning light exposure directly signals to your suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain's master clock, to start the wake cycle. And this sets a timer for melatonin production 14 to 16 hours later, rebuilding your natural rhythm that the sleeping pills have overridden. And if you pair this with limiting bright light in the evening, especially after sunset, so blue light from screens, you're giving your brain the clearest possible day-night signal, which is the foundation for our natural sleep pattern. You're not broken and you're not stuck on sleeping pills forever. Your body still knows how to sleep. It just needs the right signals and the real problems addressed. And if you want help identifying the root cause of your insomnia and a plan to address it without relying on sleeping medication, however, I do work with a prescriber to get you off the medication if that is your wish to sleep naturally. I would have a doctor assess this and approve your weaning plan. But if you want to work with me or a provider to resolve this, check out my assessment below in the comments below, the Easy Sleep Assessment, and we can get going on what is causing the root causes of your insomnia and with a plan to resolve it.